Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so this video is going to be about the defense. And before I start, you guys let me know what you're most excited about on the defensive side of the football. It can be a player. It can be a couple of players. It can be what you're excited we're going to be able to do. Let me know down in the comments. I'm waiting. So I'm definitely excited about this defense this year. From top to bottom, it looks like we're doing really, really well. When you look at how the defense is, we were number 9 last year. We had a little bit of issues running to the edge. A lot of teams were able to get to the edge against us, and when they were able to do that, they were able to run the ball efficiently. And then our other problem was probably that second corner spot, which kind of started to get better as the season went along because of the zone we played. It's starting to look really good. So even with that, we were starting to improve on that on the second half of that season. But even beyond that, corner was a huge issue. If Bradbury were to miss any time, if he's not on the field, we were really in a bad situation at corner. So that really shows you how great the rest of our defense was. The linebackers there were kind of subpar beside Blake Martinez. So that's something we also probably wanted to address. So when you look at the defense at being number 9 last year, you say, can this defense repeat what they did last year? Now, looking at this, I think they can be better, but I definitely think they can repeat what they did last year. And you have to look at what did we lose and what did we gain. Now, we lost Kyler Fackrell, which is an underrated piece. He was a veteran that was probably going to have 8 or 9 sacks for us if he played that whole season. Another player we lost is Dalvin Tomlinson, and he was the center of that defensive line. And you cannot underrate losing Dalvin Tomlinson. When you look at his tape, if you guys look at my Leonard Williams film sessions and my Dexter Lawrence film session, if you look at that, you're going to see Dalvin Tomlinson coming off the tape, just popping out on the film, looking ridiculous. That dude really made a lot of plays and really opened up things for a lot of other people. So losing Dalvin Tomlinson is no small loss. And then if you look at who else we lost, we didn't really lose anybody. We pretty much retained everybody else. And now let's look at what we're gaining. Well, first off, we're not going to have as much issues with guys running to the edge because we're getting back Lorenzo Carter, who was excellent against the run. And we're also adding Azeez Ojulari, who was excellent in the run in college. The thing is, he needs to put on a little bit of weight, so it's not guaranteed that he's going to be stout against the run day one in the NFL against, a tackle that's 320, 315, because he's coming in right around 250, 240 something, 250 something. So he's going to have to put on some weight. You're also adding Elerson Smith. You're also adding Ryan Anderson. These are all rotational guys, especially Ryan Anderson and Elerson Smith. Azeez Ojulari and Lorenzo Carter, I expect to start. O'Shane Ximines, he's going to get a shot to compete. He definitely will get a shot to compete, but at the same time, he's not really that good against the run. So that problem, the running on the edges, that really is the only thing that concerns me because that was a huge problem for us. And we're bringing back Lorenzo Carter, so that's good for one side. Now, Azeez Ojulari, I do think is going to be a huge upgrade in the pass rush. And I also think Elerson Smith has the potential to be a huge upgrade in the pass rush. But they're not really guaranteed to come in and be great run defenders day one in the NFL. This is a man's game, and they have to come and build strength and put on weight. So that's something I'm still concerned about. When you go to the second level, even though those linebackers are kind of considered the second level, when you get to the second level, you have Blake Martinez still there. A lot of times, Jabril Peppers and the nickel played nickelbacker next to Blake Martinez, so he was your coverage guy. He took on the tight ends. He took on running backs, occasionally the running backs, but mostly the tight ends. And, in any zone coverage, he was your nickelbacker in the middle of the field. So, Jabril Peppers, I expect to play a lot of that same role. McKinney will play a lot of that same role. And I expect them to pretty much use him the same way. But on early downs, people like Devontae Downs, Tay Crowder was really good before he got hurt. But after he got hurt, Tay Crowder seemed to kind of fall off that second half of that season. And side note on Tay Crowder, I don't know if anybody has seen Flimlo Raps, the guy that does all of the football player bios and does a good job on the background. He did a bio on Tay Crowder, and it's probably one of his best videos. Definitely type in Tay Crowder, Flimlo Raps. That is something you guys should definitely check out. But Tay Crowder, I'm rooting for him. Everybody's rooting for him. Other team fans are rooting for him after that bio. But I'm rooting for him to compete there. We didn't really add anybody young in the draft, so I'm rooting for him to compete there. He's going to have all the chances in the world to win that spot next to Blake Martinez on early downs. And he also has the potential to play some on third downs. You know, if we have Jabril Peppers deep, if we have him somewhere else, Tay Crowder has the potential because he has that athleticism to play that second linebacker. It's just all about putting it together, and I think that'll get better with the experience. So Tay Crowder was there, and sometimes there was lapses there. And then with Devontae Downs, it was almost like every time he was in there were issues. He was picking the wrong gaps. All we need with the guy back there, with Blake Martinez there, we just need to have someone who's just going to cover for Blake Martinez when he shoots gaps. We just need someone to cover that. So that linebacker position, we didn't add anyone, but at the same time, we may have gotten better because of the experience of Tay Crowder and the health of Tay Crowder. Hopefully he can get back to what he was doing. And also you can't underrate the fact that Xavier McKinney will play probably a good amount of time there too. So we might have an upgrade, but that's something that I'm not 100% sure about. But that was never really a huge issue for this defense. And then when you go to the last issue, in my opinion, it was definitely at the corner spot. Safety, we were good. Even before Xavier McKinney came back, we were very good at safety. Those guys worked off of each other, Logan Ryan and Jabril Peppers. It was beautiful to watch on tape. I have a film session of them last year, and it was just so beautiful to watch on tape, to watch them work off of each other, knowing what everyone else on the field is going to do. That's what competent safety play looks like. And I think both of them had Pro Bowl seasons last year. I don't know what the stats are, what all of the extra stuff is, but that season that both of them had last year was incredible. I don't know if they're going to repeat it, but I think that they should be around that same level of play, especially in this defense, because Patrick Graham used them perfectly. Now, when you look at the corner spot, though, we had Isaac Yiadom there. We had Ryan Lewis there. For a couple of weeks, Ryan Lewis looked pretty good, and we said, okay, we might have that second guy. Isaac Yiadom looked good for a little. I think, Ryan Lewis ended up getting hurt. Isaac Yiadom, I forgot if he got hurt or not. But even beyond that, we had Darnay in the slot. He ended up getting hurt. Bradbury got hurt that one time, and it was a big mess. We lost one or two corners, and if we lose, it was either if Darnay Holmes is out or if Bradbury is out, we're in trouble because those corners behind them were not really guys that you would think would be on your roster. Patrick Graham made them look a lot better than what I think they really are. So those players are now going to be our sixth corners, seventh corners, and might not make the roster. Isaac Yiadom, we gave up a 7th round pick for. He may not make the roster this year, and I don't ever think that's a bad thing. Anytime you're looking at a position group and you're saying this player played decently, because Isaac Yiadom played decently, people try to say that we were so awful there, but we were the 9th ranked defense. We did not give up much, big plays at all. So he played decently there, and he's possibly, if you're looking at what we added, and now it kind of transition to what we added this offseason. One was Adoree Jackson, which was completely unexpected. That was completely unexpected. You have to think that he will be your other outside corner. The second guy, which was unexpected again for me, was Aaron Robinson. And if we didn't add Adoree Jackson, I would think that we would be targeting a Pat Surtain or a J.C. Horn. But luckily, we weren't targeting them because both of those guys were gone by the time we picked. But we added Adoree Jackson. We added Aaron Robinson. So that makes our depth chart look like this. One side is James Bradbury. The other side is Adoree Jackson. In the slot is Darnay Holmes. And then in the other slot, if we go 4 wide, is going to be Aaron Robinson. So Aaron Robinson and Darnay Holmes can switch out, whether it be matchup based whatever kind of base. Maybe one of them is tired and the other one comes in, but they both can play the slot at a high level. It's more of a projection for Aaron Robinson because he's just coming into the league now. But I think that they're going to be able to switch out, and they all can play inside and out. Every single one of those corners, besides maybe Bradbury, you don't want on a shifty guy, but Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes, and Aaron Robinson can play inside and out. So that's going to give us a lot of versatility. And then at that point, you're forgetting that we got Rodarius that we took in the 7th round, and then you're forgetting that we have Isaac Yiadom and Ryan Lewis still there, who were solid for us. They were solid. You know, they weren't really good. They were solid. And those guys are going to be our 6th, 7th guys. Because when you look at it, Bradbury, Jackson, Darnay Holmes, Aaron Robinson. Number 5 would be probably between Rodarius Williams and Isaac Yiadom. So you're looking at these guys who were your number 2 guys, who you said they were decent for you. I mean, they didn't lose us any game. They weren't the reason that we lost games last year. So those guys can be your 5th corner at best. Your 6th corner probably. And you're probably not keeping 6 corners because guess what? Xavier McKinney can play the slot. Logan Ryan can play the slot. Even Jerome Peppers could probably play a little bit of slot. And at times they have Xavier McKinney playing outside corner in zone situations. But this secondary has improved so much. And this is the reason why I think the Giants have the potential to improve from number 9 to number 3 or 4. Because to add all of that depth in a secondary that was already pretty elite because of the safeties and Bradbury, that makes this look like a defense that could possibly be like a Legion of Boom kind of thing. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not saying that we're going to be that good, but it makes you think that we have that possibility, that we have that potential. And then the fact that we did not just get complacent, and we also added an Azeez Ojulari, and we also added an Elerson Smith, which he's my favorite prospect that we drafted. He's my favorite prospect. Not the best, but he's my favorite prospect that we drafted. And I'll probably get out a video about him exclusively this offseason. But to add those 2 guys and, you know, add a veteran like Ryan Anderson and to add what we added in the secondary, I think we're really going to be hard to throw the football against, especially on 3rd and long, because I think Azeez Ojulari is a super athlete. So is Elerson Smith. So is Lorenzo Carter. But Elerson Smith and Azeez Ojulari give you the bend. Lorenzo Carter is more about explosion and athleticism, but he doesn't really have that natural edge rusher bend. But nonetheless, you add Odennigbo, which I almost forgot. He's going to be a great rusher, playing that other defensive end position opposite Leonard Williams. He's going to be a nice rusher on 3rd down. We're going to basically unleash the hounds on 3rd down, and those guys are all super athletes. So we're going to be getting to the quarterback very quickly. I'm excited to watch it. And to marry that with what we've done in the secondary, these defense can very well be top 3. So you guys let me know what you're thinking of this defense. I think some of us are kind of maybe overrating the defense. Some of us are still a little bit too low. But I think that we definitely have a chance to be a top 5 level defense with what we've done this offseason. It's all going to come together when we play the games. So you guys let me know what you're thinking of the defense. I just wanted to put this out because I think we have a shot of really putting out probably some of the best defensive football that we've seen in a long time, because this roster is a lot more talented than I can ever remember, maybe since like 2008. As far as pure talent on the roster, the only thing that can hold us back this year is really the offense, Jason Garrett, and maybe Daniel Jones. And I'm hoping I'm seeing a huge leap from him. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.